everybody at home. This is the Metal Hammer of Doom podcast. I am your host, occasional 411 Mania Rider, guy with a beard, podcasting aficionado, and man who is occasionally late to his own fucking podcast. God, I'm a jackass. This is, like I said, Robert Cooper, Metal Hammer of Doom, pretty great. Tonight, got a great show for you, myself, and I'm pretty sure that's Jesse. If you're Jesse, sorry, I have not let you go live. I'll text Jesse, and that's Sean. Oops, sorry, Sean. We're going to be talking, we're going to be talking the new Orange Goblin album, Back from the Abyss. Pretty great. It's going to be fun. I love it. And let me go ahead and bring on the two co-hosts. Damn it, Jesse, where'd you go? First off, is Sean Garmer. How you doing, buddy? Is it not Sean Garmer? No. Are you just Jesse?
Can you hear me there, Robert?
Yeah. What's up?
All right, this is Jesse. I'm trying to Skype in here. I don't know if that's going to work at all or not, but I'm giving it a shot. But hey, I'm excited to talk Orange Goblin, man.
Yeah, sorry, I just actually showed up right at 10:28. All I saw was a phone number.
That's all right, man.
Sean? Is it Sean? Is it Jesse? I mean, so do you want me to mute your landline and put in the Skype, or?
Yeah, if you can, I'll go ahead and get off the landline here. Go ahead and pull me up on Skype if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. There we go.
All right. Now, just in that, and then I'm done. Okay, I'm officially here. Good.
Awesome. So, yeah, Orange Goblin. First off, thanks for subbing in here. The old man, the mandated reporter, Mr. Mark Radulich. He's, I think, a little under the weather of sorts. So, yeah, he asked me to host and asked Jesse to be the co-host, and it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a fun time. I've listened to this album 3.5 times at this point. It's pretty good.
It's definitely a good one.
Yeah, I mean, it's Orange Goblin. How can you go wrong with Orange Goblin? That's right, you can't go wrong with Orange Goblin. There we go. It's a good night now. I'm off work, doing a podcast. The Panthers game's on right now. Bam. Even though I think they're losing, by a lot. I don't know. We'll find out here in a second. Anyway, so Orange Goblin. Got any fond memories of Orange Goblin?
Oh, wow. Really, my first encounter with Orange Goblin probably wasn't more than, 3 or 4 years ago. I really started branching out band-wise when it came to metal and hard rock. When I was able to start listening to Last.fm, I think it was through the Xbox. I started listening to certain bands that I was like, man, that's an awesome sound. And Orange Goblin was one of them that really, really struck a chord with me. I mentioned a while back one. I think I can never get it right. It's either One Room, One Axe, One Outcome. That song, I think. That song was one of my favorite songs. And when I first heard it, I was like, oh, I got to hear the rest of this. Some more off this album and from these guys. And I ended up, of course, getting a hold of the album. I love the album. I think that was Thieving from the House of God, which was tremendous album. It wasn't too many. I can't even remember if there was a song on there that I disliked. And when it comes to metal albums or any album in particular, if you can get through an album and enjoy every track, that to me that's a great album. And so right there, I was like, these guys are really good. Now I kind of kept up with them. I think I got either it was the next album or the previous album. Can't remember. I just remember one of the most epic outro songs. I didn't say it wasn't an outro song. It was one of those hidden tracks where they shove a 16-minute track or something. You're like, the song lasts for maybe 5 minutes. And if I remember right, they put another song, and at the end of it, they played this drunk message from one of the bandmates. This guy, it was funny because he leaves 4 or 5 messages on this guy's voicemail, and it's him starting out the day, and he's perfectly fine, talking about going to this party, and then he calls back and he progressively, like after call after call, he just progressively sounds drunker and drunker till the next morning he calls and he's like, I've been fucking drinking all fucking night. It's just like, oh man, it's hilarious. But anyway, Orange Goblin, I've enjoyed a lot of their music. I really wish this is one of those bands where I really wish I would have caught them, a lot earlier than I did. Because right now I'm playing catch up. But this new album, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, hey, that's pretty cool. Hell, you're more caught up on them than I am. Because actually, the way I was introduced to them was through Dan Haggerty's old mosh pit column on 411 Mania. Did you ever get a chance to read that?
Can't say I have, no.
Oh, that dude. Like, he was the whole reason I started writing, because he was always so knowledgeable and well-spoken, and, he's just a really, really chill guy. And actually on the my first top 50, which was the top 50 2012, he was like, yeah, this is a really good list, and it just fucking made my day. I was over the moon. Yeah. One day I'll bring that column back, but right now I've got too many things of my own to write.
I understand.
So many papers. Oh, fuck, papers. But yeah, he did a top, year in review, every week. He got up to, I think, 1997 before he quit, because he just, I guess, well, not kind of like me, but, he just got to where he couldn't do a weekly column and just kind of decided to leave. But in his, I think I want to say it was 96 interview, he had he'd go through the best bands of the 70s, he'd break into the 70s, 80s, 90s, and then the top 5. And Orange Goblin was on there. And for a while, I got into the habit of downloading one song from every album he recommended. And I got some great bands from that. I actually got some of my favorites, like Orphan Land. They're such a good band. Orphan Land, Unleashed. Even some obscure ones like Baphomet and Sorcery, just some random stuff. And I'm like, shit, I didn't think I'd really like that, but I loved it. And this is one of those bands. I downloaded their the title track from their first album, Frequencies from Planet 10, and I was just in love. I was like, dude, this is so catchy and everything's so much fun, and I want to buy this album. And eventually, I was able to track down this album for dirt cheap on eBay, and
nice.
And then later I got Stephen from the House of God a little later, and I like both of them. I like both of them separately. The thing with Orange Goblin is sometimes I find them to be, I find their albums to be there's really standout songs, and the rest of it's just it's Orange Goblin.
Yeah.
Like from Stephen from the House of God, what was the one to Save Rock and Roll? That is, I still fucking walk around places just all the time. It's such a memorable riff, and the drumming was great. It's just overall just a really good album. And then 2012, their album, I forget which the name of the album is all of a sudden.
I've got it in front of me here. Eulogy. There was Eulogy for the Damned. Yeah,
it was Eulogy for the Damned. That had some really good songs. It actually made the top 50. It was really, really good. It had some really good songs. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and it just made me love them even more. So, when Mark was going through the albums that he wanted to do, I'm like, dude, we got to do Orange Goblin. And, of course, he wanted it, but, he couldn't make it. Because, I kind of let Mark pick what we were doing for the rest of the year, since I'm like, well, I did kind of sort of get to do 3 months of what I wanted to do. So it's only...
Got to give him a little. You got to give him a little bit of. Give him some time, I guess. I understand that.
Yeah, I gotta give him some leeway. So Slipknot kind of popped up there, because that's what we're doing next time.
Oh yeah, man. I've caught a little bit. I'm just gonna say, because that album. I'm not a huge Slipknot fan, but I can tell you right now, first 3 or 4 tracks grabbed me really good. So that'll be a fun one to listen to. I'll definitely be checking that one out when you guys do it.
No, okay, well, good. Me too.
Yeah, yeah.
I would hope. I don't want to do that one time where we did Black Sabbath and Mark's I only got through the first 4 tracks.
That shit ain't happening with Slipknot. I think from what I understand, or at least what Mark's posted, it sounds like he's a decent Slipknot fan himself, because I think that one, I could be wrong, but It'll be a very good album, at least so far from what I heard.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good because I'm kind of fatigued on Slipknot for the most part because their fans. Yeah. I've had to deal with them for a long time. So I mean, and they're a good band and all, but I just get tired of them.
Have you had a chance to listen to the new single that they dropped there? It wasn't too long ago.
Oh, The Devil and I.
Yeah.
It's catchy in the chorus, but the song is very bland in my opinion.
Okay.
Because
I can't wait till you hear the whole album.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping it'll be like the negative one. The first song they released, I thought was pretty, almost like harkening back to their earlier stuff, and I was on board with that. But you know, we'll see where it goes because there'll be a pretty good time. But that'll be in 2 weeks. So right now we're doing Orange Goblin. Let me see if I can find some pretty cool facts about them because unfortunately there's one track from this album that I could not find like anywhere. I was able to get all the other ones, but the second track I could not find. But luckily, I was able to find most of the album because, shit. Oh, hey, it's cool. Do you know Back from the Abyss landed number 98 on the UK charts?
Nice. They're that's nice.
Yeah, anytime any band, well, not any band, there's some shitty-ass bands that do really well. And while it's not nice for me to, wish ill upon somebody's career, there are some bands I'm like, just fucking die already, you assholes. God. Sometimes. Just sometimes. Ugh. I haven't found any cool, cool trivia, unfortunately. So, the first song, Sabbath Hex, pretty good. There was a video. Didn't you say your young son was watching that video?
He's laying there. I have him on the couch. Now, mind you, I think he's teething tonight, so he ain't feeling too well. But this look on his face, it was so funny because I'm sitting there watching the video, and I look down, and he's paying. He hasn't moved for like a full minute, and he's watching that TV, and the expression on his face is just like, what the fuck am I watching? Because honestly, I have no clue. I'm trying to figure it out. I could just imagine what a 4-year-old, or excuse me, a 1-year-old kid is trying to look at all the crap that's going on the screen, and to describe the video, it's really, really tough to do. Let's go ahead. If you want to play a little bit of the track, then we'll get into. I'll kind of describe what I saw.
Yeah, let me do that. I haven't actually watched the video, so I'm gonna throw that on. I love that. I love that clip. Scott Steiner saying, "But yeah." so much. It's so much fun. I love it. Okay, Orange Goblin. Because I've listened to this thing more or less nonstop because I downloaded it during class because I'm a great student, and then I uploaded it into Blog Talk in class because I'm a great student.
Nice.
And then I created the episode after. Yeah, I uploaded it after class, and then just listened to it the entire way. So yeah, I'll go ahead and throw on this. I'll go ahead and throw on Sabbath Hex. I might see if I can play a little extra since we don't have anything for track 2, the Ubermensch, which by the way I had no clue what that was until a few months ago. So I'll explain that when we get there. But yeah, here it is. Wait, no, come on, computer, don't do this to me. All right, here we go. Yep. So here it is, Orange Goblin, their first track off their new album. It's called Sabbath Hex. glad you cut it off the solo poo. So yeah, what do you describe this video as?
Say that again. The what?
What do you describe this video as?
Oh, the video. I'm sorry. Oh man. Okay. It opens up and you've got a motorcycle gang just kind of rolling down the road. But so I'm thinking, okay, that kind of fits a little bit, but then there is, it's almost like you ever watch one of those when you're watching a movie and they have somebody strapped down to a chair and they got a brainwashing video on a screen where they start showing picture after picture of just a certain theme, like a certain theme, like violence or whatever. That's kind of what it reminded me of, because there's pictures of or videos of, like, really, the only way I could describe it, if I knew what these movies were, I'd feel more comfortable, but it was like 70s exploitation satanic ritual movies. Okay? Like, they'd show clips of that, and then they'd start showing people shooting guns, and then they'd kind of go back to the motorcycle gang, and then they'd go back and show some more of that. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how the video even ties in with the song, and it really left. The only thing I could think of, obviously, Sabbath hex. You think of a hex, witchcraft, whatever. There's points in that video where it looks like people are getting sacrificed and there's a demon and it's getting melted, and I have no idea, dude. I'm sitting there trying to figure it out. Very, I don't know, too heady for me, I guess you would say, and definitely too heady for my 1-year-old son. He had no clue what the heck he was watching. He was just watching a bunch of cool pictures. But you got there's a town blowing up. When I listen to the lyrics of the song and compare it to that video, I can't say that it even relates to one another. But I'm not too familiar with Orange Goblin's video library, so I don't know if a lot of their videos are like that. Have you ever watched an Orange Goblin video at all?
I don't think so. I'm about to throw in a Red Tide Rising to see how that goes.
Yeah, I have no freaking... I don't know if that's just the way they roll or what, but it blew my mind. I can tell you, I did see something. You were talking about a little bit of trivia. On this first track, I hopped on to Revolver, and they did an interview, and they did a track-by-track, kind of like an interview with the guy. I don't know if they were talking to Ben Ward, which is the vocalist. They said that the purpose of the song, the title of the song, came from an idea that he had about putting a curse on anyone that did not like Black Sabbath. So there's your Sabbath hex, folks.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense, actually.
Now, I'm a lyrical person. I like to listen to the lyrics and like, oh man, he's talking about this and he's talking about that, and I don't get that from this song. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I guess looking at it, just kind of skimming through the video, saw reading the lyrics. Kind of, sort of. I could see where they kind of cross, because it is talking about. It seems like a slightly religious tone there, and I did see stuff. I could have swore I saw Anton LaVey, and I know I saw a pharaoh or two there. So I'm wondering maybe if it's some sort of religious sort of statement song.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Yeah, maybe if I sat down with this song for a good 2 hours, I could probably just break it apart and, analyze it. I could do that, but yeah, I'm good.
Dude, if you do that, I honestly think that's probably a lot more effort than these guys actually did putting the song together. I'm not saying it's a bad song in any way, but I honestly think when these guys just listen to a couple of interviews. I tried to be a good podcaster and did a little bit of research and stuff, but listen to some of the interviews and reading some of the stuff that they say, you almost sit there and wonder if they actually put that much thought into what they're putting out there. What they obviously love to do is get up on stage and play a damn good song. And it seems like it all starts with the riff. You know, one of these guys comes up with a great riff, and then they build the song around that riff. And I don't know. I enjoyed this song, by the way. I don't know if I told anybody that, but I think it's a great song to start out the album. Lyrically, though, I mean, it took me a while, and it's still taking me a little while to figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, this is still a really good song. Still a really good song with really good riff, and it was really catchy. By the way, this Panthers game, they just got robbed a touchdown. Fuck you, referees.
What's the score?
21-7, and it would have been 21-14, but the refs were like, "Oh no, he was out of bounds when he didn't slide out of bounds." Like it was close.
I took Carolina here. Me and Teasley been, going back and forth on the cheap seats, and he went with the Saints, and I took Carolina. But I'm beating them by like 4 games this season, so I'll take it where I can get it. I got your boys back though. Hopefully Cam can bring the Panthers back. And how much time we got left?
I'll tell you in a hot second. Yeah, Cam's played like shit tonight.
Well, I got a little update. He ran in for a touchdown, right?
Did he?
I think so. I think he's your leading scorer so far. But as for obviously you're not getting much more than that one touchdown. Fourth quarter, shit.
Fuck him. He just overthrew again. He's been doing that all night. God, they robbed us. Fuck you, referees.
Fuck you, refs. Fuck you.
God. Referees can eat me. Yeah, wow, he way overthrew that. It was a solid, foot over him. Maybe it was a solid 6 inches. Yeah, he got his hand on it, but, God damn it. Anyways, so yeah, Orange Goblin, I can't really play Ubermensch, so any thoughts on that song?
I think it was
hard to do. It's kind of hard to do it without a little, the song kind of jogging your memory, but still.
Yeah, well, I was just like you. I listened to it a few times there. I tried to listen to a good bit of it today, but I can tell you this much: it's one of those songs that starts right up. As soon as the other one ends, bam, you're right into this. You're right into this next song. It's not like a slow introduction to this song. Another great riff gets you going. Off the top of my head, I thought it was one of the better songs on the album, and there's quite a few. But yeah, off the top of my head, I can't remember specifically what the lyrics were about. But I can tell you this much: I definitely did enjoy the song.
Yeah, I did as well. It was definitely one of those that just started up and kept going, and it was a lot of fun. And the fun thing is the Ubermensch, I did not know what that was, period, until I played Cards Against Humanity. And for anybody who does not know what that is, if you remember the game Apples to Apples, right, you remember Apples to Apples, right?
Yep.
It's the adult version.
Yeah, you mentioned this before, I think, on a previous podcast. I can't remember which one you was talking about, but so you gotta do some crazy crap in that game, right?
Oh yeah, it's got I guess very adult and really dark and just mean stuff.
Mean.
Yeah, my favorite one is that I've ever done was still M. Night Shyamalan's new movie has a twist. Blank is really blank, and then he plays 2 cards. One on top. The one on top means it's the one that goes first. And mine was in M. Night Shyamalan's new movie. There's a twist, and it's that guys that don't call back are guys that pick up girls from abortion clinics. There's one that somebody did. There's one that somebody did about there's in your town there's a monument to blank, and I think I put penis, but somebody
surprise.
The one that won was 2 midgets shitting in a bucket.
Yeah, that would get my vote.
Yeah, it's one of those. The Ubermensch was one of those. There's one about laughing at the Hutus and the Tutsis, which I didn't get it at first until I was it's talking about Rwandan genocide. That's great. It's really, it's really kind of mean-spirited and dark, but that falls right into my sense of humor, so it's great. I absolutely adore the game.
I have yet to play it. I've heard so many people talk about it though, and we used to be of course, obviously that has nothing to do with the family side of things here, but we used to play board games, card games all the time around here, and one of the things I can remember my family doing before I got married was having people over and playing games, and that one right there would probably be epic. If I can get about 3 or 4 of my buddies, how many people do you have to play it?
I'm not quite sure. I think you can just kind of like apples to apples, as long as you can get it sweet. They just stack Breweries. But yeah, as long as you can, I guess like two's a little pushing it a bit, but 3 you can do it with 3.
Okay, all right. Well, so you said Ubermensch was what was the definition again?
The Ubermensch is Friedrich Nietzsche's idea of the Superman.
Okay, gotcha. Now, he does say in that Revolver interview that it has nothing to do with any of that. Yeah, so I don't know why you go and title your song that, but supposedly he says it came from a comic book about a group of elite Russian soldiers, super soldiers. So, take that for what you will. Call your song one thing.
Well, I guess Ubermensch is about the Superman, so super soldiers.
You're looking at the translation there, so I see.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it works. It's a little goofy, but it was a fun song. It was just rip roaring. It was a rip roaring good time.
Rip roaring good time.
Yep. And speaking of rip roaring good times, here's actually I think the second shortest track on the album. It's really awesome. It's really great. It's called The Devil's Whip.
All right. Last highway off the road, their planet growing old. No bottle hidden hand, born dead an evil man. No morals, no soul, no law, no self-control. No time for sympathy, live on, got free. Left, right, let it loose, left grip. That's right, you can't escape the devil's whip.
Oh, nothing gets me like going more than a sweet guitar solo in the middle of the song.
All right. That's
all right.
That's a way to start a song out right there. Now, does that remind you of anybody?
Dun 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 dun, right? Right. Seek and Destroy by Metallica.
Yep. You got that. You could just feel that coursing through there. It also brings to mind Motorhead and Lemmy. It feels like there is that lyrically when the guy sings. I mean, that's who I immediately thought of. Of course, right at the beginning of that, I'm like, well, this is. I better check the tracks, make sure I'm listening to the right band. But very, very up tempo, get you going type of song here too. And one of the things about Orange Goblin, when I first started listening to them, is how some of the songs that they did, while they are definitely heavy, they've played some pretty laid back songs. Right, so far on this album. There's nothing that's anywhere near laid back that we've hit. So it's in your face, it's fast, and another good song in my opinion.
Yeah, I could definitely deal with that. That is some analysis. I really dug the song. Lyrically, it's not really all that deep or surprising. It's about being a fucking biker, and the Devil's Whip fucking ripping your heart out and stuff. Yeah.
That does. I mean, yeah. You know, when I first heard this, the Devil's Whip, I was like, are they using that as a metaphor, or are they actually straight up saying
Is this
that
about
the
women?
devil? I mean, I'm like, you can't be. It's a pretty scary image. You got the devil with the whip. Yeah, well, they can be scary sometimes. That's for sure.
And they definitely can hold the whip.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But yeah, again, like I said, fast pace. You said it's about bikers.
Oh, if you can look at it here, Lost Highway, Open Road, Dead Planet, Growing Old, Full Throttle, Hidden Hand, Born Dead, and Evil Man. And it's talking about let's ride, let loose, let's rip. That's right. You can't escape the devil's whip. So I mean, it's got a lot of just kind of what's the word for it? Allusions to riding, to being a biker and riding the roads and punching bitches in the face.
And yeah, my wife is so hooked on the Sons of Anarchy right now. So hooked on the Sons of Anarchy. So maybe she'll enjoy Orange Goblin. I'll put that in the CD player, or put it over the radio there when we're driving to go pick up Caleb from preschool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll have the same reaction there that she usually does.
What the hell what are you playing?
What is
Turn
this
that shit off.
Yeah, like always. That seems to be what she usually action, which, to be fair, it is not a surprise. God, I was getting destroyed in fantasy football. I've gotten destroyed all year because everybody's injured. Oh,
I hear you. I had let's see. I had to drop Kerry Robinson, which was the running back for the Saints.
Yeah, I dropped him.
I had to drop him. I picked up Panthers running back tonight, which hopefully he's doing well. He isn't like out or anything, is he? D'Angelo Hall made his way back. D'Angelo Williams. Hall's a cornerback. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I hear you, man. How many leagues you got? You just got one?
I got
keeping
two.
Keeping it simple? Okay.
In one of them, I'm 4-4, and the other one, I'm 1-7.
Oh, dude.
Last week I lost 87.38 to 201.2.
Oh my gosh, dude! You got destroyed. What were you going through? Was it Yahoo or was it?
It's Yahoo.
Was it Yahoo? Scoring must be freaking insane, or whoever the hell he had on his team, because I have not seen anybody.
He had Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. It's a 2-quarterback league.
Oh, jeez, please, man.
And he had Rob Gronkowski, Emmanuel Sanders.
Did anybody have Roethlisberger? I'm curious. I didn't even have a chance to look. I wondered if anybody had Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger had an insane week last week with the 522 yards. I think it was fourth most in NFL history. I was just curious.
Stephen Randall had him. He got almost 57 points.
Just, oh my gosh, man, that's insane. I'd say the 200-pointer, though, of course, with two quarterbacks, geez, yeah, they probably rack up some good points. Wow.
With two quarterbacks, I only got 80.
And this dude got Tom Brady and Peyton Manning on his team. Where was there a draft that happened, or was he just? Yeah,
he was number 1, and he drafted Peyton Manning 1, and then Tom Brady at 9, because it's only an 8-person league.
Oh, he just dropped.
The other league is 16 people.
Oh wow.
16-person leagues suck. God, it sucks so much.
You really start getting deep, into. That's when those later rounds start showing up. I mean, you start running out of players that you even know the names of. Like, who the fuck is this guy? He's a running back? Wait a second.
Yeah, I picked up Bryce Brown from Buffalo.
Who the hell?
Yeah, though the best pick that I could have made, God damn it, Saints scored again. The best one that I could have made that I did was I picked up Brandon Oliver of San Diego. Like
okay, that's,
yeah, like he's been lighting it up, and I think I actually started it. I think I started him that week. I'm not sure, but I've been starting him ever since. Because like when he did that 32-pointer, I was like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. He was tearing it up there. He had a really good week. He just showed up out of nowhere, and
yeah, I picked him up, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and start him. Still wasn't as genius as when I picked up Alan Hearns in week 1 and started him.
Oh, nice.
I am the only fucking person in the world that started Alan Hearns. He tore it up, and he hasn't done shit since, has he? No, he has not. And I have paid for it. So I started him 1 week. Just I was like, you know what, fuck, I believe in Alan Hearns. Yeah, I bad idea.
Hey, is Garmer joining us tonight, or has he bowed out?
Yeah, he's not joining because he had another podcast to do at 11:30.
Okay, all right, that's cool. I didn't want to. I wanted to make sure I kept my eye out, and just in case. So, all right.
Yeah. No worries. So, that song's pretty good. Let's go ahead and move on to the next song before we spend another 20,000 hours talking fantasy football.
All right.
So, next song is track 4. It's called Demon Blues. Demon Blues. What do you think, Jesse?
I loved it. I'll tell you right now. This is in my head. I always, listening to albums, I'm like, okay, that's top track. That's probably top 5 track. That right there is probably number 2 on my list. That track right there, slow. I mean, it's heavy. It's slower paced, but very heavy. The only part I didn't like about the song, there's a part where, like, I can't remember, like 2 or 3 minutes into it, where they screw. It almost kind of feels like they screw the pace up a little bit of the song. And I wish sir, you are much more schooled in the in the process of breaking down a song as to what they do here. But I don't know if it's the chorus, but where he starts playing and it sounds almost like they're playing, it's out of tune or flat. I can't describe it. If I had some kind of music knowledge, I could describe it a little bit better. But you know, they break it down at this one point, and that's the only thing I didn't like about the song. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? I wish I could remember the part where he...
I don't remember.
Well, they just played it. It was actually in part we just played, where they play it. It sounds like it's off key. Maybe it's not off key. It just sounds blah. Hey, how's that for a description?
Blah is I could dig it. I could deal with that.
I mean, that's it. But it's only one part. I love the rest of the song, and but because the lyrics for some reason really grab me. He's singing about it's called the Demon Blues, but it's some of the stuff that he's singing about. You know, he's describing himself as this vampire. It got me. I was like, yeah, this song is catchy as hell. And there's only just that tiny little part, which, by the way, I say it's blah, but it grew on me a little bit. I mean, I can listen to this song with no problem. Like I said, it's number 2 in my mind off the album. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely about vampires, because I was reading the lyrics as we were playing it. I'm like, dude, that's pretty sweet. Oh, I dig it. Yeah, this is a really good, just a song with a really good pace. I don't remember that spot in the middle.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to find it here. I'm looking up the lyrics because I know we just played it. It was in that little clip you played. If you didn't hear it, then sir, like I said, I might be talking a bunch of crazy crap.
Well, it's because also I'm using a cell phone and the audio quality
sounds like shit.
On the music, yeah, it sounds awful. So so I didn't really pick it up, but like the song itself, it's a really good song. It's really cool. You know, there's never been enough songs about being a vampire.
It would just make it awesome if it was Alucard.
Yes. Multiple Alucards. You can either go to the one from Symphony of the Night or the one from Hellsing. One's a sociopathic vampire like killer, and the other one is, well, he's going to kill his daddy.
Yep.
There's
daddy issues.
Want to kill you. Yeah, daddy issues out the asshole. That's for sure. All right. So, speaking of daddy issues, I'm kidding. There's nothing that has to do with daddy issues in this next song. Here's track 5, Heavy Lies the Crown. There you go. So, Heavy Lies the Crown. What do you think about it?
That's decent. We're taking our first off, beginning of that track totally reminds me of some of the bluesier stuff that they played on previous albums. You know, that's felt like classic Orange Goblin to me. But then, of course, it starts getting heavier. A good song about, you know, obviously, this one I think is pretty straightforward. Heavy, you know, heavy lies the crown on the head of those who wear it. You know, this is one of those songs also that kind of tie in with a running theme here, it seems like, with a few of the albums that we've covered this year on Metal Hammer of Doom, which is Viking metal. I don't know if you would call this one Viking metal, but
no.
It definitely, lyrically, it definitely attributes a lot of, you know, at the end of the song, they're talking about Valhalla. So, you know, that's about the only tie you could probably say. Because, trust me, some of the stuff that you've sent me, Storm Warrior, that's definitely not what this sounds like. But, you know, still, good song, in my opinion. And, you know, it's a great piece, and a great addition to the album.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I really enjoyed this song. It's pretty blunt in terms of, what's it about? I wonder.
Oh, well, you know, it certainly is. Do you remember King? What was it off of? Steel Panther, the album that you guys did, the most recent album. The King. There's a one at the end of the album. What's it called?
Yeah, I remember it.
Oh, it's something about if I were king for a day. Shit, yeah. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll give you the title. You go ahead and keep talking, but it definitely isn't that. This guy's worried about how to be a king, and the people from Steel Panther. What the hell is his? I can't remember his first name, but he's definitely not worried about being a king.
No, not at all. Damn it, cat, move out of my way.
I was gonna say I just introduced a buddy of mine to Steel Panther, by the way, about a week ago, and his jaw dropped. So
I'm sure he was just blown away by "She's Off the Rag."
Well, let's just say I played a few songs, but we had kids in the room, so that's about the only song. You can only play a few songs of Steel Panther, and actually probably a few seconds of a song of Steel Panthers to try and get it across.
I think my favorite Steel Panther song is still "Community Property."
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Because a buddy of mine was listening to it with his girlfriend, and he grabbed her hand, and there was all. She's like, "Oh, this is so sweet." And then he's like, "Then my cock is community property." And she let go of his hand and gave him a dirty look.
Oh, that ain't right. That is not right.
The greatest thing. I was like, "Oh, this is so funny."
Oh
man!
If I was the king was the name of that song. Okay, I'm sorry. I diverted it from heavy stoner metal to 80s holy shit rock.
To 80s retro.
Yes.
Hair metal, pretty much. I mean, yeah, they're funny. They're a good tribute. They're a good little tribute and parody. Yeah, this song I really don't have like a whole ton to say. I liked it. It was a fun song. It's just another good one. I feel like this album does lag a little in times, in the middle, like a lot of albums do. But
it is the second longest song I think on the album. We're looking at like 6 minutes, I think, because we're about to get into another one that's 7.
Shit. Yeah. Speaking of it, here is the coolest named song like ever, "Into the Arms of Morpheus." pretty cool song. What'd you think?
It was all right. I mean, I don't understand how Lawrence Fishburne figures into all this, but hey, next time you start this song, if you ever listen to it again, just see Morpheus has his arms outstretched. He just wants to give you a hug. That's all it is.
Like, just take my red pill.
Red pill, blue pill.
I promise neither of them is a date rape drug.
Into the arms of Morpheus. Whether you like it or not, you're going to end up there at the end of the night anyway. So just take a pill. Well, let me tell you, this is definitely a stoner rock song. I could see a smoke-filled room, a lot of bean bags, a lot of open chip bags, and this song is cranked up, and people just laid back listening to it. That's the image I get when the first guitar starts hitting. Now, as for the lyrics of the song, it's pretty it's kind of sad almost. I mean, I had to look up actually what who Morpheus was in mythology, just to kind of get an idea of who they were talking about. I'll go ahead and give a Wikipedia definition of who Morpheus is, not a Matrix definition, but Morpheus has the ability. Morpheus is a god of dreams who appears in Ovid's Metamorphosis. Morpheus has the ability to mimic any human form and appear in dreams. His true semblance is that of a winged demon, or daemon. Imagery shared with many of his siblings. Starting in the medieval period, the name Morpheus began to stand generally for the god of dreams or of sleep. Now, one of the last lyrics right before you cut it off was "Praise the Valium." So, it sounds like somebody getting just a tad bit of a extra dose of their medication. We'll just put it that way. And they're drifting off to sleep now. But like I said, it's kind of sad because if you read the lyrics, it almost sounds like he's getting ready to die. Towards the end of the song, he's saying, "Death procession, astral flight, the coffins trail into the night, into the night, into the night, into the night, praise the Valium." So, take that for what you will.
Yeah, that's definitely a little sad, actually.
I mean, I don't know if that's what he's trying to get across here, but I mean, it's drifting into eternal sleep. I mean, he's obviously talking about death. At least that's what it feels like to me. Definitely death imagery throughout the whole song, but very, 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 very stoner feel to it.
Yeah, definitely. It's really doomy as well.
I hear you. When you say doobie, you mean doobie.
Yeah, like. Oh, you.
Hey. Subject matter. It fits.
Yeah, totally. Oh, and the Panthers lost. Fuck.
Well.
28-10.
Damn it. And they were playing at Carolina, right?
Oh, yeah, it was a home game.
Damn it.
Even worse.
Sorry, Robert. I hate to hear that, man.
Yeah, well, it's fine. I think the Browns might be doing better.
We'll find out. At least we didn't lose to the Raiders. We lost to the Jags, though. And unfortunately, I got the worst case of shit thrown at me the day after, or when we did the cheap seats when the Browns lost to the Jags. So it was horrible, man. You should have been there as a shoulder for me to cry on.
Yeah,
I don't think that would have happened. Your ass probably would have been joining in and throwing shit at me. It was horrible.
I would have been like, "Oh, where's your Johnny Football now?"
Damn it.
That man is so hateable.
He's Johnny Jam Boogie.
Johnny Jackass.
I don't mind him sitting on the bench. I honestly don't.
He can warm that damn bench with his ego.
I mean, I don't mind him sitting there. I'd rather the quarterback. I'd rather Hoyer go out there and do as well as he has been, and give Johnny just a little bit of time to cool his heels, and I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that.
Yeah. I was fine with it. I was like, cool, whatever. So yeah, back to Morpheus. Actually reading the lyrics, I'm like, oh yeah, Morpheus. I remember that guy from Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've only read a little bit of it, but it's really, really, really good. Though what I've read, it's so good. Neil Gaiman, you talented British man.
He is.
You rock. It's definitely got a lot of cool that they took some mythological stuff, so they're not all singing about being a biker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. Even if they do get a little sad when you start digging deep and looking at it.
It's the drugs. It's the drugs, man.
Yeah, it's just the drugs. So speaking of the drugs, here we're going from bikers to pirates. Better watch out, Elstorm. Got somebody else on your turf. Here's Mythical Knives, which I did not see that being about pirates at all. About that song, Jesse.
Arr, it was quite good. Actually, I'll give you my one criticism about this song. I don't understand, when you think pirates, mythical knives, you ever seen The Golden Child?
No.
With Eddie Murphy? Now that... Okay, well, the whole premise of that movie is about Eddie Murphy getting roped in unwittingly to get a knife from this demon. All right, now that's a mythical knife. I want the knife. Now I know you don't get that reference, but if anybody out there has watched, anybody out there watched The Golden Child, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway. For the life of me, dude, hey, I love a pirate song just like anybody else. But Mythical Knives is not anywhere, just like you said. I had no idea this would go out and be a pirate song. And I certainly I've never heard of any type of pirate battle involving some type of mythical knife. I'm thinking of this like weapon I find in Final Fantasy or something. But it ain't here, but now that's the only criticism I have of the song. It's up tempo, it gets you moving. Again, good Orange Goblin stuff, kind of some, Iron Maiden influence there. But that's the only thing bad I could say about it.
Yeah, that is the Mythical Knives. It really doesn't scream.
No, it doesn't, man. I mean, I see guys fighting with their sabers and stuff. I've not seen one. I don't remember Blackbeard being known for his mythical knife that he carried around or anything like that. It just threw me off a little bit. Now, maybe the Britons have a different history, or they have some kind of insight to this that we don't. But I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the rest of the song is like so piratey, and then they're like with their mythical knives. I'm like, what? Okay.
All right. Well, we'll just
looted the right chest.
How yeah. How are they? I don't know. Again, it's a metal band. I can't really give Orange Goblin a pass on it, but it's heavy. I mean, would you agree that the song's decent?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a good song. It's just like thematically it's a little odd.
Mhm. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Otherwise, I like the song.
If I was to, I mean, I like the song. Like I said, I like the whole album. But this might be this is down on the bottom of the tracks for me. This is probably maybe second or third from my favorite track on the album. Again, that's saying a lot since it's I enjoy the track. It's just that there's some stuff in it that some of the stuff I just don't like.
Well, okay. Fair enough. Can't love it all. I mean, you can't.
I heard that.
But...
There's. It'd been awesome if I loved every single song on this album. But hey, we've got to review it and try and make it seem like we're not too biased in any way. Yeah,
I hear that. So speaking of awesome and biased, here's the coolest named song in the history of ever, Bloodzilla. Godzilla?
No, it's Bloodzilla.
Gojira.
Bloodzilla. Oh, man. That's pretty damn scary. I mean, imagine if Godzilla actually would have been... Now, Godzilla is obviously based off of the Japanese word Gojira, correct?
Yeah, it's based off Gojira.
But imagine if it translated to Bloodzilla, and how frightened many of the people in the 60s and 70s would have been to watch one of those movies.
That'd just be metal as fuck.
Bloodzilla. I'm gonna let you go first on this song, man. Let's hear your opinion first.
Well, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good song. Lyrically, I'm like, okay, I guess Godzilla. I don't know. I don't really see many allusions to Godzilla. Kind of unlike the song with Godzilla by the Blue Oyster Cult. But, like, Bloodzilla, it's still the coolest name song ever. Like, it got done with the lyrics really fast, which was surprising, but it did leave a lot of room for awesome guitar work, and they're full of that. So, you know, that was really nice to see. I really enjoyed the guitar work on there. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I got.
That's good stuff, man. I'm just looking over the lyrics here. You know, that last little bit, burning, the feeling goes away, but the planet keeps turning. Anesthesia takes a hold, but the horrors unleashed make your blood run cold. Now, go tuck yourself in, don't look under the bed, shut the closet door, and turn out all the lights, and then try not to have nightmares. That's some scary shit. And it's an appropriate damn name, Bloodzilla. Fast-paced, man. I mean, that's one of those ones that just, boom, right out the gate. And, of course, he's yelling, go! I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going. Fuck yeah, I'll go. I will certainly go. And he's probably telling people to get the hell out of the way of Bloodzilla. But, you know, again, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's fast-paced. Metal as shit, just like you said, man. Some good stuff in there. I would, you know, if it was up to me, this is one of the middling tracks where, you know, I'm all right with it. Isn't the top track. We're getting into my top track here next, though. So I think I liked it. It's a good place for on the album for it too. So it's cool.
Yeah. So,
let me see. Let me hold on. Let me check Revolver here. See if we get any insight as to where Bloodzilla came from. Okay. The lyrics are total fantasy nonsense, and the title came when we were messing about with plays on the word Godzilla, as the latest version of that film had just come out when we were in the studio. I've since been told that Bloodzilla is the name of a comic book that was featured in an episode of The Simpsons.
What do you know?
What do you know? He totally did not know that was in The Simpsons, which I didn't either. That's pretty cool. Straight up copyrighted that shit. All right.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's funny. I wish I would have brought up this Revolver interview because that's really, really funny. That he's just like, yeah, we're just bullshitting this.
I swear, dude, when you look at most of the shit that when they ask him questions, like I watched a couple interviews just to try and get an idea of some of the stuff coming up. They are all about the sound, and lyrically they can go deep, but I don't think they do it that often. That's just what it feels like to me. And they were just like, yeah, we put this shit together around this, and I was like, oh, that looks fucking cool. I'm gonna call this one DVD Spindle. It's like, okay.
I'm gonna call this Used Cat Litter.
It'd probably be the most metal song too. It would be. They would put that shit out, and it would be awesome.
Yeah.
And when I say put that shit out, you can take that both ways.
Yeah. Yeah, they could fucking like piss all over it. It'd be great.
I'm here all night, folks.
We could do it to beat a cop killer. Cat litter.
It's more poop than pee. Oh, that ain't right. And trust me, dude, I feel you because I know you got the cats there. We had a couple when we were, when me and my wife first got married, and cleaning that cat litter box was like the worst thing in the absolute world. And I about threw everything I had at one of those automatic kitty litter things. Have you ever seen one of those things that supposedly clean it for you?
We had one.
Did it work? I wondered. I thought it was like the greatest invention on earth. I was like, that's got to work so awesome. Never bought one, but I really wanted to. But I was like, I wonder how.
Like
oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that could get a little messy. Could get a little messy.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have like 1 or 2 cats, yeah, it's fine. But if you got like 5 or so, yeah, you're screwed. Because they'll overdo it.
That's not
cat,
good.
Oh, damn it, cat! The cat's ass was on my mouse pad. Stop doing that. God damn it! Stop stepping. God damn.
Cat. Honestly, I got to worry about the spiders down here. So I got to keep my eye open on the spiders. And I tell you what, if a spider shows it puts its ass on my mouse pad, there's going to be problems.
Do you have big spiders down there?
Dude, okay, I don't know if you've ever heard me use the term. We got Comer's got the Fortress of Shaunitude. I have the Dungeon of Starchitude, because there are some big ass spiders, and there apparently, I swear, dude, there was a commingling of species, and there's these crickets that jump around here. They fucking look like they fucking look like spiders. I think I figured it out though. I finally saw a report a while back of camel crickets. Yeah, that's what they're called. Oh shit! They terrify me. Yeah, those are the fucking creepiest looking things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've got. They can jump. Dude, yeah. And I'm like, what the hell happened? But yeah, they populate this basement pretty well too. They usually keep to themselves, but they show up, and I usually kind of either a weapon is involved or I'm heading upstairs, one or the other. Ugh. Yeah, I just have the podcasting cave. You know, the one that I get locked in. The laundry room. The laundry room. Well, hey, one of these days you're going to move on up. I know you. I know it will be. It will probably be pretty soon. I guarantee it. And me, I'll still be stuck down here in my Dungeon of Starchitude. So don't ever forget about me, Robert Cooper. Oh, I won't. I definitely won't. Oh God. Oh. I hate spiders. I'm terrified of them. Mm-hmm. There was one at my buddy's house that was about the size of. It was actually pretty big. It was pretty big? It was bigger than a 50-cent piece. Dude, I just ain't messing with them. No way. I was like, kill it. He's like, Coop, your arm's longer than mine. Go in there and smash him. I'm like, oh. No way. Nope. Yeah. Not happening. Terrified of it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the next song. This is your favorite song. This is not the self-titled track, not quite, but this is The Abyss.
So, your favorite song?
Oh,
Go
man. Dude, you can't get much more of a... it's got such a great sci-fi feel to me. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I am, but we're already talking about Into the Arms of Morpheus, and I was bringing up Lawrence Fishburne. First thing I'm thinking of, Into the Abyss, is the movie The Abyss.
Right.
And
or the rest of the Abyss?
Yeah, well, it wasn't really... you could probably put that in here, Maybe that's the guy that's singing the song. You never know. He's probably talking about his wrestling career. But it's a great... it feels like a very Orange Goblin song, a very, very Orange Goblin song to me, because a lot of their stuff is very got that sci-fi feel to it. I can remember off of some of their previous albums. Oh man, I wish I could remember the name of the song off the top of my head. It's been so long since I listened to it, but it was obviously one of the albums that you mentioned was Frequencies from the Planet 10. What a neat sci-fi trippy title for an album that is. But it just has that sound. It has a heavy, it's got the heaviness to it. And lyrically, it's just out there. My favorite part of that whole song you had played, which was, he walks a path unknown into the black. Just feels awesome. It's a great story, epic story. That's probably about the best way that I can describe it. And some of my favorite songs paint a beautiful story or an epic story, and some of my favorite songs leave you with questions, like, who the hell is this guy? What the hell is going on? What has left him in such a situation to where he's, what he's going through? Definitely, just like you said, feels like it's got to be, at least the title track of the album, even though it's not exactly the title of the album. But you look at the album cover. The album cover has, what looks to be like an astronaut's head. That's pretty much all you can see on a moon. And the astronaut's head is obviously a skull on the inside of this astronaut helmet. But it looks like he's on this rocky moon, and there's like a planet in the background. Again, that sci-fi feel, and it feels like this song is telling you the story of that guy on the front of the album. So that's my take on it. I enjoyed it. One of my favorites, the favorite song for me off this album.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Well, it's not quite my favorite, but I definitely agree with, that this song tells the story of, right here on the album, because sometimes if you just got some weird-ass album covers.
Yeah.
Like Frequencies from Planet 10 was a weird-ass album cover.
I got to find it. I'm going to find it here. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I mean, it's a really good album. It's one of their best. I really enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, that's a little strange. Got some amps, and you got yourself that looks like a planet crying, and that fucking guy has I think he's a priest of some sort, although he's a robot, and we got your alien there on the right-hand side. And, yeah, jutting out of the middle of all this crazy shit is 3 big-ass amplifiers. Or maybe 2. 2 amp, maybe that's an amp and 2 speakers. Anyway, yeah. That's interesting, Cooper.
Yeah. It's a really good album, though. It's a really good find if you could find it. I really enjoy it. But yeah, this was a really good song. It's got a little bit of Doom to it. I always enjoy some Doom. So I gave myself the nickname the Wizard of Doom. Yeah. The cool
nice.
Fucking nickname. Yeah, I always enjoy it. Always love that nickname. So much fun. It's enjoyable. But, yeah, it's a really good song. I can definitely see why it's your favorite. It tells a really interesting and enjoyable story. I like it. Yeah, so next we have a song that has no lyrics. Yeah. The song Titan. No relation to Titan AE. I actually like that. Call me guilty. Right there, because it's not even 2 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I play more than that, we'll just get sued, or Mark will get sued.
we don't want that to happen to Mark. Well, I mean, what can you say about this one? I mean, it feels like one of those kind of interludes, and I think Orange Goblin is pretty. They're pretty known for their instrumentals. I'm fairly certain I've heard a few on a couple of the other albums, and you know, it is what it is. It's an instrumental. It's them guys playing. It's definitely not too heavy. It's kind of mellow.
Yeah. Like, this was a nice interlude. I like that. Really, their last track is sandwiched between two instrumentals, because this kind of sets up the mood for the track, I think. It sets all the pins in play. And that's how I see it. I think it does a pretty good job of setting everything up for a pretty good track in our last, actual, like, lyrically based track. So this is a pretty good one. I like how I almost feel like it's one long song to a degree. These 3 parts.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, it just felt like that to me, because I was, when I was working in the truck tonight helping all the Mexicans across the border.
Make a run for the border.
Yeah. See, we're already here. Yeah, they were so happy to be already there. It was great. Everybody thanks us. They teach us how to do stuff with tacos. It's just great. So
I hear you. That's horrible. It's horrible.
What can you do, right? It just happens. It happens like that. Yeah. So here is the last track that has lyrics from Back from the Abyss. It's called Blood of Them.
blood of them, the blood of them, the blood of them.
So the blood of them, the blood of them, the blood of them.
The blood of them. This has got Robert Winfrey written all over it. And the only reason I say that, I was looking at that Revolver interview, and he mentions that this is straight up, now I'm going to pronounce the name wrong, Cthulhu. Cthulhu, that was okay. All right. It's straight up influenced by H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu. That is straight out of the singer's mouth. They wrote this, and I find it fitting. I enjoyed the song. I find it fitting that they write a song. The last lyrical song of the album is basically the end of the world. you have Cthulhu and his elder gods or whatever coming up that have been here for so long, and now they're making their way back. And the end of the song is, I mean, the last bit of it is the land will burn and turn to ash, and hidden cities rise again. We long to know the secrets of their ancient sorcery, but we don't have the blood of them. So, I mean, it's a kind of it's a depressing tale of, well, you're just shit out of luck because you may have been here for a while, but we're back, and now War of the Worlds is going to happen, and you better hope Tom Cruise can save your ass.
They took the movies up better this time.
I made my little girl watch that movie with me, and that was a mistake, man. It was pretty scary for I think she was like 7 at the time when she watched it. Pretty over the top for a 7-year-old when you got, the aliens pretty much spraying the land with a blood mixture in order to grow stuff. She kind of got a little upset about that one. But anyway, yeah, I agree. What did you think? What did you think of it?
Cthulhu. Can't go wrong with Cthulhu. That's why Ride the Lightning is with Cthulhu.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's like their best album right there.
I hear you.
Yeah, that was good guitar work by Dave Mustaine, because he helped write that song. Go Dave.
Go Dave.
Go Dave. Unless you're doing Super Collider, then go fuck yourself, Dave.
Go fuck yourself, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, this song was, I mean, it's awesome. We get the Abyss, and then we get Titan, and then we get this song about the end of the fucking world.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, so metal. So fucking metal. Oh.
It is.
Like
I agree. I mean, it's definitely heavy, and like I said, it's almost kind of creepy. Just if you didn't know what some of the stuff it was based on, your imagination could run a little wild here. But I mean, it's pretty scary. Yeah.
It is. It's a little terrifying, just a little. But I think it'll survive. What's up?
We will persevere.
Yeah. We will. So,
hey,
final song. Pretty cool little instrumental. Here we go. The Shadow over Innsmouth. I just picked, since all I can hear. That's all I hear.
It sucks, that cell phone shit. I just thought about how much I really hope Robert Winfrey does not listen to the album, or to our review, because he may unfriend me by me making a Cthulhu reference, and then within 2 sentences later talking about War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
Oh God! Out of all the things.
I apologize. Let me say I'm sorry right now.
There's no excuse.
I should be shamed. I'm sorry. I apologize. Shadow over Innsmouth, apparently that's another title to an H.P. Lovecraft tale.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So they're grabbing, just like you said, you felt like those 3 kind of went together. Obviously the last 2 do. May not run completely together on the album, but I mean, they're definitely, one's influenced by the other, I would imagine. But you know, as for an outro song, I can dig it. I mean, it was heavy, and you know, not a whole lot you could say about an instrumental. You know, these guys, like I said, I feel like they're known more for their sound than their lyrics, which is perfectly fine with me. Have you ever had a chance, I don't know if I sent you anything, but have you ever had a chance to listen to, oh shit, now I can't even think of the name, band out of Morgantown, West Virginia. I might have sent you an album on Spotify, but all they are just a straight up hard rock metal instrumental group. And yeah, that's all they do. And you know how they title their songs? It is, you know, they've got probably 4 or 5 albums out, and you know they're up to the titles of their songs are 53 or 22, 19. There's no description, no words whatsoever, other than the numbers that they give you to kind of base the song off of. And I'm gonna have to find the name of the album. I'll let you know, because our listeners are out there either wanting me to shut up or wanting to know the name of the band. But anyway, Shadow over Innsmouth. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. That's probably some kind of British thing. Innsmouth.
I don't know. I'm not British.
Me either. All right. Well, yeah. I thought it was decent. What do you think?
I thought it was a really nice ending to the album. It's had some really good guitar work. I enjoyed that. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the most memorable instrumental outro ever, but it was a nice little cherry on the top of this album. That was it was a nice little song to be coupled with the other.
Can take you out.
Yeah. It was just a nice song to finish out the album. It really it just lets you down easy. I dig it. It's a good song off a good album. So, overall thoughts?
Well, final thoughts on the album altogether. I would say it's up there. It's up there with comparing it to the rest of the Orange Goblin catalog. Okay, the rest of the albums that they've come out with. I'd probably still put Thieving from the House of God and Healing Through Fire above this one, although not by a whole lot, because this album rocks. You can put this on and enjoy it. I don't think you'll have any problem with it. I have very few complaints about any of the songs. Heavy, some of the stuff is kind of laid back, stonery. Stonerific, or whatever you want to say. So it's a good mix. There's a few spots in the album where you're like, I remember you mentioning something, Coop, a while back about how sometimes when you listen to an album, it can just start blending together. At the end of it, it sounds like, okay, you don't know if this song's where you're at in the album sometimes, and it just kind of, some albums have that feel. sometimes that can happen with this album. If you got it on the background, it just kind of sometimes will blend together. And there's some good songs that kind of stick out in the middle of that, which is good. You want some variety. You don't want everything to kind of blend together, or you're just going to get a blah album. So I enjoy the album. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Orange Goblin as a band, since they just they do what they do. Like, that's just kind of a problem they have, is that sometimes their songs do bleed together, which, I mean, that's fine. It's not like prog rock or prog metal or something, or even thrash, where it's like there's a lot of definition that happens. No, like stoner metal is typically all about the riff. A lot about the riff and, like, the attitude. It's very much like punk in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, it does blend together a little bit. Some of the songs are not as good as others. I'm not saying they're bad. They're not as good. But there's still some standout tracks. The first track's really good. That last trilogy of tracks was really nice. The Abyss was a great song. We got a song about mythical knives. We got vampire songs.
We did not get a song about mythical knives. I don't care what you try to tell me. That it's impossible.
Hi, Billy Mays here with mythical knives.
Do you have problems cutting your tomatoes? Watch this. This can cut a whole countertop in half. This can slaughter an entire ship full of your victims. I wanted to whip out some Final Fantasy stats on like some type of a weapon, but I can't think of. It's been so long since I played a game. Anyway.
I've been playing Final Fantasy 13 for like the past month. God, I'm so tired of that game.
I've still got to finish 10, I think, or maybe it was X2. X2 I bought from a video store that was going out of business when they were a lot of them going out of business, and I picked it up pretty cheap. And I got about halfway through it. I still haven't finished it, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I actually rented mine from the library.
Nice.
Yeah, you could do that. It's pretty cool.
Yes, indeed. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so you should totally look into getting video games from your library, just saying.
I actually totally did. Believe it or not, I was playing Lego, I think Marvel. It was either Lego Marvel or maybe it was DC, Lego Batman DC Superheroes I got from there. But no, that ain't the kicker. I know me and you always, last time me and you got to talking, we were talking about hitting the pawn shops and stuff. They had, our library down here has a book sale like every quarter, every 3 months. All right? I ended up down there, and I found a copy of Resident Evil 6, I think, for PS2. It was the shitty one, whichever one was the shitty one that came out for PS2. But anyway, I found it down there.
I don't know. I don't remember. 6 came out like a year and a half ago.
Okay. Was 5 shitty?
Yeah, 5 was for for PS3 and 360. But yeah, that's the one where you're in Africa and your partner kept jumping in the way.
I'm fairly certain that's the one it was, because I found it sitting there in. They would usually, when they have the used book sale, they have other media there too, DVDs. I picked up the first season of Mad Men for like $2 on DVDs, and it was pretty decent condition. But there sat Resident Evil 5 in that used media, and the rest of it was like kids CDs, and stuff like that. I'm like, Resident Evil for the PS2. I think it was PS2 or PS. It was either PS2. I think it was PS2. Maybe it was 360. I could be wrong. But anyway, it had to have been for 360, because I picked it up and I was like, I'm not gonna play this, but I'm gonna get it for my buddy, and no scratches on it whatsoever. I paid $1.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good pickup, although I heard it ain't the greatest game, but hey, it made for a good gift for my buddy. But yeah, the library, man, you're speaking my language, believe it or not. I used graphic novels, it's almost like I don't know if you get videos from there or not, but our library up here in Ohio, you can get like into a queue just very similar to Netflix, and it's free. So you can have DVDs on hold and sometimes you can get in there and put them on hold for way prior to them coming out. So, yes, folks, you listening, make use of your local library. Keep them in business and make use of them. Trust me, there's a lot of stuff out there that you wouldn't believe your library does.
Yeah, dude, like, seriously. I've gotten books from, like, this is an advertisement for your local library.
How fucking metal are we? Come to the Metal Podcast, the Metal Hammer of Doom, and we will preach about our local library.
Hey, man, my library, they've got Slayer, like, because in, like, North Carolina, there's a system where you can get books from all over the state, and, like, they got Slayer and Metallica and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, usually what I get from the library is a bunch of manga. So I've finished all Bleach so far, and I'm going to finish Naruto, like, sooner or later. I'm going to move up to One Piece. Yeah.
You guys got to be set up just like us, because that's pretty much what we, you get into the library system, and they're connected to everything across the state of Ohio. So if you put a game or a movie or a book on hold, that's kind of where I get most of my graphic novels that I do source material for, is just put it on hold, and they'll send it to your local library. Go over there and get it. It costs nothing for them to transport, apparently, which surprises me.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's actually funny, they've been asking, they're like, damn, you know the system better than we do, because, like, I can figure out how long something's going to take based on where it's coming from.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, yeah, because stuff comes in Mondays and Thursdays. Typically, if you order something from in the county, you'll maybe get it by the Monday, but that's only if you're lucky. Like, if you put a hold on it earlier in the week, yeah, you'll get it by the next Thursday or Monday, but usually it'll come in at least a week.
Very cool.
Or if it's coming from out of county, it'll take either 2 weeks or about a week and a half if it's a close county, or if it's a far away one, it'll take 2+.
And no charge to you, right? No charge to you.
Not at all. No, unless I'm late.
Yep, and they don't even. And sometimes, for mine up here, they don't charge you shit if you're late, unless it's like a movie. Then I think ours does like maybe 50 cents or 25 cents a day, and that ain't bad when you're talking like Netflix or Redbox. Redbox will kill you. And the only advantage they have over that is the fact that you can get it right then. You just got to be patient with your local library, but it's free, people. It's free.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, anyways, back to this album. Yeah, this is a really, really good album. It's definitely worth a listen. I'd give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. It's still not like fucking changing the game or anything. This is a really good album. Like, I think it was better than their last one. Their last one gets about the same rating, but this one I think has some more memorable songs, and it's got some really interesting stuff. So, yeah, give it a look if you're looking for something to listen to on your Halloween night. Which is technically today's Halloween. So happy Halloween, motherfuckers.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. Happy Halloween. Yeah.
I'm really upset because last year Orange Goblin was in the States doing a tour, and they were touring with Clutch. And, dude, I knew about Orange Goblin last year, and I knew how much I liked a lot of their songs. When Clutch was touring with the Sword, I thought that was just going to be absolutely amazing. And of course, they were supposed to come down here to Parkersburg, and I know I've lamented about that before, about how they canceled. They canceled that was the one date they canceled was the one that was 10 minutes from my house. The rest of them they rescheduled. So anyway, they weren't. I think the closest they hit around here in Ohio was either Cleveland or Cincinnati. So I didn't really get a chance to make it, but I would have loved to have seen both of those bands together. Orange Goblin has a lot of respect for Clutch and vice versa. And it would have been awesome to catch both those guys on the road.
Yeah. Actually, Clutch was over here in Winston in late July, and I missed them because I had to work that night. That's the story of almost every concert. I had to work that night. I missed them. I missed Killswitch Engage. I missed Cannibal Corpse. So Cannibal Corpse was playing with Suicide Silence. So hate that band so much.
Was Killswitch Engage in a pretty big venue?
No, it's just like a local club.
Oh man, that would have been sweet to see. I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'd be fucking packed, but yeah, I wanted to go, but I had to work that night, unfortunately. So yeah, but hopefully I'll get the night off to go see the Death to All, which is like a death cover, like death tribute band with members of Death. So I'll be able to see them, and Massacre's playing with them, and Obituary, and Rivers of the Hill. So there you go. That's going to be awesome. That sounds heavy. Yeah, day after my birthday. It'll be great. So
awesome, man.
Yeah, I hope it'll be a good time if I get to go. But yeah, Clutch played here. Orange Goblin played in Charlotte, but I couldn't go. Charlotte's a solid hour and a half, and I still live with my parents and don't own a car. So yeah.
Now, I think they're back. Orange Goblin, I think, is back over in. I think they're in London right now. They're actually doing a show tonight, either in London or at least if it ain't tonight, it was. It's coming up or just passed. But I know that was one of the last dates they were talking about. Now they're back across the pond. Across the pond. But Teasley loves it when I do my British voice. But I'll spare that one. I don't know if I had a chance to tell you. I got to see Fozzy a couple of weeks back. Yeah,
awesome.
I really wish I would have known one iota of a song that he sung. Unfortunately, I've never had a chance to listen to any of the albums. Fairly certain he came out and did the most recent one that the WWE was plugging on their Raw, which was Start a War or something. I can't remember the name of it. I would have had a lot more fun if I would have been able to sing along. But I'll tell you right now, you talk about energy. The dude has energy. Chris Jericho, lead singer of Fozzy, for those of you who do not know, also former and probably sometime future WWE superstar. He came out there, and of course, first thing he came out in was his lit up jacket. And the place we were in was small. I mean, it was probably about 2 or 3 times the size of my basement here, so it was pretty small. And I mean, he's like, yeah, less camel crickets, more stink though. I can tell you that much. There was some stank going on there, but it was interesting. The guy definitely had some energy, that's for sure, and he was all over the place. Some of the coolest stuff I'd seen in quite a while, and I don't get a chance to go to too many concerts, and being able to catch one that close, and plus being Chris Jericho, which was pretty damn out of sight, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm jealous. They were over here in Winston, and I think I had to work. I don't know if I was working that night. I'd forgotten that concert, and it sucks because I mean they'll be back. They always play over here every few years. They're really good. Chasing the Grail was a great album. Sin and Bones had some really great spots. The last song, Storm the Beaches, was amazing. Love that song.
Yeah.
And then I haven't listened to their new one, but I'm sure it'll be okay.
From what I can tell you right now, they rocked. There were a couple songs I was like, but the rest of what they played kicked some serious ass. Wow. When you look at me watching somebody like that on stage, and this guy's like climbing the fucking, there's people on the side of the stage. I mean, you could reach up. If you were down there, you could have reached up and touched his leg pretty easily. So there's no security, there's no barrier, no nothing, all right? But he's climbing up on the side of the rafters and shit and like hanging out. At one point he handed the microphone over to one of the guys, and this might be a classic rock and roll Ayatollah thing that he usually does, but he hands the microphone over to one of the fans. And a la, what was the name of that movie with Marky Mark where the guy was singing the song? That's
Rockstar?
Yeah, that's what the kid starts doing. He starts singing. Jericho grabs the camera, or the cell phone camera from the kid, turns it around on the kid, and then proceeds to lean in and sit there and video him singing the song with him. And I'm like, holy shit, that had to have been one hell of a memory for that guy.
Oh yeah,
dude. Again, for somebody that didn't know, I didn't know his album. I don't know any of his songs. A great performer, in and out of the ring and on the stage.
Yeah, and he's got a new book coming out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I may have to grab it.
Oh yeah, his first book I read 6 times. I love it so much.
That's cool.
It was the only book that sat outside the bathroom for like 2 years. So.
Just hand me the Jericho book. I'm gonna be in here for a while.
I was like, damn, I got a shit. Time to grab the Jericho book. Yeah, the second one I don't remember it as well, but I only read it once. But it was really good. The next one will be great. Like
awesome.
The only stuff, like I can't wait to actually hear them because I hope they'll play "God Pounds His Nails," which was an awesome song, my favorite by them.
Can't say I remember that.
Yeah, they might not have played it. And like Rich Ward, their guitarist, is awesome too. He used to be married to Daphne, the wrestler.
What's he look like?
What's he look like? I don't know.
Is he like skinny, really long hair?
I think so. Yeah, he's their guitarist.
Reminds me. Well, there was one of the guitarists. I can't remember if it was the bassist or if it was the guitarist, but there was. I might be confusing with the bassist, but I swear, I mean, you look at him, I'm like, that's fucking Jerry Cantrell, and I was like, nah, I doubt that, but that's not him. He might be playing with Alice in Chains. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it was a good show, man. If you ever get a chance to catch them, you're not working, you better be ready to get in the pit and start throwing the hand up.
Oh yeah. And then they'll be like, "There's a bitch in the pit."
That reminds me. Did Mark hit the? Do you know if Mark hit that one concert that he was talking about with Volbeat and?
I don't know. He might have. I'm sure he did.
I wanted to hear all about it if he did, because that would have been a cool concert to hit. And I know he likes his bro metal, so.
Yeah, so broy. Volbeat's good for like 4 songs, but the vocalist sounds the same in every song. Literally, same every song.
I hear you.
There's no change. But yeah, overall for me, this like a good album. And yeah, plugs. We can go ahead and finish this. Wow. I can go eat tacos because my mom popped her head in the room and was like, she's like, "Did George buy you tacos?" I'm like, "Oh, fucking tacos."
All right, well, okay. Let me first off extend my thanks to you, Robert Cooper, and Mark Radulich for letting me come on here and talk Orange Goblin with you guys. Fun album to talk about. Like I said, I've enjoyed a lot of their past stuff, so I thank you, sir, and I look forward to the next Metal Hammer of Doom there when you guys are hopefully going to be covering Slipknot. So now, as for plugs, we got. I was just on From the Cheap Seats here this past Tuesday. I forgot that it's Tuesday. And we talked upcoming week 9 of the NFL. Me and Jason Teasley hanging out, and sometimes Robert Cooper. Mostly not, but that's all right. We don't feel abandoned. We don't feel abandoned because we know you're there in spirit. And let's see. I'm trying to think if anything notable happened. Usually it's just me and Teasley bullshitting. Me giving him a hard time about he's trying to tell me all this shit about Eli Manning being the better Manning, and then I proceed to tell him how Eli's Whittle, and he's just a teeny tiny Manning. He's just Whittle. He can't be the better Manning. He's Whittle.
Cooper's the best Manning.
Yeah, there we go. Now, that's been brought up plenty of times. But yeah, Cheap Seats, me and Jason Teasley there. We just did that one this past Tuesday. Monday was not a source material. We did not have one this past Monday as quick plug, and I'm sure you'll plug it here later. The Sentai Rider podcast made its way back there Monday, I think.
No, that was. Did you say Mark took Monday?
Oh, that's right. Mark was supposed to take Monday, but he didn't put anything on there. I'm pretty sure.
Damn it.
Okay, well, that's all right. That's no biggie. So anyway, previous to that, we did a source material, which is a comic book podcast, hosted by me. I had Gavin Napier on, and we talked Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, which was a pretty freaking awesome comic to read. So we covered that. Gavin is so knowledgeable in the ways of Army of Darkness and Evil Dead, and it was great to have his input. Gavin Napier from the Casual Heroes, go check them out too. And this coming Monday is going to be a source material on the House of M, and it's going to be a live show. I'm going to have Ronnie from the Screaming Boy Productions podcast on, and we're going to talk the House of M. You ever had a chance to read the House of M, Coop?
No, I have not.
Okay, I didn't know if you.
I think it was kind of a bullshitty ending.
It's one of those. It's almost like a what if kind of deal, like where it's part of, what if is totally outside the realm of Marvel history, and it doesn't affect it. But House of M definitely had some lasting effects on the Marvel universe. So dealing with the X-Men, the Avengers. So anyway, came out in 2006. So me and Ronnie are going to be talking that. It should be pretty interesting. And that is all my plugs, man.
Oh, cool. You should totally do Marvel 1602 sometime.
Oh, that's a good one. I read that back in I think it was 2003. It was 2005. And you know where I got that from? My local library. Yes, sir. Good, but yeah, good. That's some good shit too. Like Fantastic Four. I can remember, Dr. Doom being a despot. I don't know if that's the pronunciation, but yeah, I think some good stuff. I'll keep that in mind. Oh yeah, and man, don't ever hesitate to hit me up. I know you talked about Red Rain. Was it Red Rain? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Batman Red Rain.
Yeah, if you want to talk that anytime, all you have to do is send me a message. I'll read it. I do have it. I just never read it.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's all three of them are
awesome.
Yeah, so I have 1602 as well. That's so good. I think I read it in like 2005.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of good comics sitting around here. Some of them I didn't even read. That's the sad part. I bought Jinx, which is a Brian Michael Bendis, one of his early works, but I never read it.
Really?
Yeah, I like Bendis. Like I've got Powers Volume 1. That's such a good. Who Killed Retro Girl? That's such a good story. I have got
an auction story to tell you. One of these days, I'm not gonna waste your time tonight. I know you got tacos, but there is an auction story that I have for you that involves Powers and a shit ton of Brian Michael Bendis stuff, and totally out of left field. But yeah, one of these days I'll tell you the story. Yeah. I actually got that comic in my local comic shop was closing. They had 90% off everything. 90%.
Yeah, it was like a fire sale.
Shit.
So I picked up like Powers. Like I picked up about $250 worth of stuff for less than $50. Like I got a few T-shirts and I got a ton of graphic novels and a bunch of single issues. Like man. Yeah, like I stayed there for like 6 hours, combing through everything.
Awesome. Oh, that's awesome. You can't beat getting a comic for pennies on the dollar, as long as it's, if you're wanting something that is, not so high priced or whatever, you just want to read, like I'm sure a lot of that stuff is just stuff you wanted to read, and it's probably not got a big value on it. You can usually pick that stuff up for so cheap, and you got, just like you said, you got that shit laying around the house. You haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it's there and you own it.
Oh yeah, I've got a ton of stuff like that. And, like, I've actually started reading a ton of manga, which is really funny. If you ever read manga, I never could read it because I'm like, it's backwards. But now, I read it like it's second. Like, I've read so much of it, it's second nature. Though, if I really want to mess with myself, I'll go read regular, like, American comics and Japanese comics on the same day. Because, when you read because it reads right to left. So, if I'll read a ton of manga and then I go read, like, a Batman comic, I'll be like, oh, shit, I'm looking at the wrong side. I'll be reading stuff from right to left.
First thing I noticed when I downloaded it's called C Display X. I don't know if you've ever heard of that program, But C Display X is a comic book reader, and first thing I noticed when I brought the program up, it said Japanese mode. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Oh, I get it. They got you all set up for manga if you need to.
Yeah. I mean, there's some great stuff, and like that's one thing I love about it is that like usually it's in a smaller book and everything, and I mean, yeah, the whole thing is black and white usually does. It takes away a little bit, but you know, it's still pretty awesome. I love it. You should, if you ever feel like it. I can definitely recommend some titles.
Oh, you know it, dude. I'm up for reading anything, and I know my library down here actually carries a good bit of the more popular stuff, just like you were talking about Naruto. I'm sure there's a copy of Akira just laying there somewhere. But hey, yeah, you got something you got to suggest, man? Send it my way.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I'll look into some stuff. You know, I'll let you know. Maybe we could do some source material on that. I don't know. I'm
down for whatever, man.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, go ahead and get to my plugs. We can head on out of here because we went for a long time actually. Go us. Yeah. So again, Radulich Broadcasting Networks, where most of the things I do are at. So yeah, that's pretty cool. There's this podcast, Metal Hammer of Doom, which you can find every other Thursday here on the ORIB. In 2 weeks, Slipknot or Chapter 5, like Volume 5, the Great Chapter, some bullshit like that. I don't know. I just know it's got some skull woman on the cover. It looks kind of silly. It just looks silly. I'm just happy this means they're not doing another Stone Sour album for a while. I'm so fucking tired of Stone Sour.
It's so funny because we're going into Slipknot here, and we're talking about comics. And one of the things that aggravated me the most about comics was when they started doing all this point system, like issue number 0.5 or 1.3, and now we get Slipknot 0.5. It's like, what the fuck's 0.5? You have any insight into why they titled it that?
Was it 0.5?
I swear it was like